Hello, welcome back,
Oh,
Roomies. It's Maria and Lindsay, and
yes.
it's Roomies Review the Movies. So we are college roommates who love movies. Lindsay has a degree in film. I reviewed movies for like almost 20 years, and so now we're going over some movies we may have missed along the way. And because it's spooky season until it's Christmas, in my opinion, I wanted to start with some spooky season movies, and I chose Goosebumps from 2014, which Lindsay had not seen. So this is
Yeah.
her first time watching it. But Lindsay, had you ever read any of the Goosebump books or saw the TV show?
Yeah, I owned a couple of the Goosebumps books. I had some type of subscription that sent them.
Oh,
So
cool.
yeah. And then I watched the show. So
Yeah, I was a big fan. I read like all the books, um, and I watched the TV show and everything. My mama watched the TV show with me, all that stuff. So,
oh, that's cool. Yeah.
so I saw this movie at a screening, when it first came out, and
Hmm.
it was also I think around the same time as The House with the Clock in Its Walls, which also has Jack Black in it. So he was
Okay.
just kind of on a roll with his little children's horror films at the time. Um,
Wonder what that means.
I don't know, maybe he was making movies he wanted his kids to be able to watch or something.
Right.
But
Or he
they're
just
both
like scaring little kids.
oh goodness. But they're both good. They're both good.
That's
Um,
it.
so I enjoyed this film a lot. I thought it was pretty good.
Mhm.
Entertaining for kids and adults. And also, if you've ever been a fan of Goosebumps
Mhm.
books, you'll recognize a lot of the monsters that are in the film and things like that.
Yeah.
Uh, Also, R.L. Stein does make an appearance in the film. Did you catch it?
No, I didn't. But I did Google him to see how close they got with Jack Black
Yeah.
character. So
Oh no, they look very different. But yeah,
yeah. Right.
yeah, it's near the end where R.L. Stein is like in high school now. He's teaching high school, right?
Hmm.
And he walks into the school and he says he sees this guy. He goes, "Oh, hey, Mr. Black," something like that, right?
Mm.
And that's actually R.L. Stein
Okay.
because Jack Black is playing R.L. Stein, so we have R.L. Stein playing Mr. Black.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So, but yeah, but it's an enjoyable little film. I think not too scary. I didn't want to like put you in the deep end too quickly.
It's funny because after I watched it, I
Mhm.
watched Spit on Your Grave.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. That was
So,
recommended to me, and
who?
we'll get into that later. But yeah, I won't be watching the
Mm,
sequel. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm good. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have never seen that film. I know all about that film though.
You know, I didn't see the original. I saw the
Mm,
remake.
mm,
So
mm.
it
Still,
it's graphic. I tell you that.
yeah, and not unnecessary. I don't. No, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for Goosebumps, we have Zach Cooper and his mom Gail, who are moving from New York City to Madison, Delaware, uh, which is just the smallest town you've never heard of.
Right.
And she's going to be the vice principal for the high school that he'll be attending. Which I was like, oh man, I don't know
Yeah.
how would you feel about that? Your parent working at your school.
It's a recipe for disaster for me. You know, can't be me. I can't live to my highest potential. Yeah.
How can I be myself? You're here
You
all
know,
the time.
right. Like I can't let my hair down.
No.
So
So they move into the neighborhood, and next door is a very pretty girl named Hannah, and they start chatting, and then soon Zach actually sees her father, and he's like, stay away from her, just stay away from us. See the fence? Stay over there, right? It's like he's like, okay. He goes to school. It's his first day of school, and this guy just like introduces himself out of nowhere.
right. The cool guy.
No, not the cool guy, but Champ, right?
Yeah. Right.
Is like absolutely not the cool guy at this point.
Right. The irony of his shirt.
Oh my gosh. To the point where, this popular girl is calling him chump.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely on purpose. Girl,
You
his name
think that
is
was on
Champ.
purpose?
Yes, his name is Champ.
I didn't think it was on purpose.
Definitely on purpose.
Okay.
And nobody's name is Chump.
Right. But I mean, it could have been like an
No.
opposite thing, like
No.
how you call big dudes tiny.
No.
Yeah.
That would mean they'd be calling him Champ as a joke.
Well, true.
Not Chump. So, Zach is taking out the trash one day, and Hannah pops up again, and they get to talking, and she shows him this like abandoned amusement park in the woods, which somehow still has some power.
Right. But I thought it was so beautiful though.
It was really beautiful.
Yeah. But I was just like, who is powering this?
Right. How is it still operating?
Right.
Because it's not small. You're not going to miss it. And like when she turns it on, like I know other people have to be able to see this, right?
Right.
It's a lot of light.
An eyesore for somebody, especially in the woods. You're disrupting the aura of the woods. Like somebody had to complain.
I'm sure they did. Like, yeah. It's not that secret with all those lights. It's beautiful.
Right. It's very beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And then they like climb on the Ferris wheel to like the very top, and you can see the city from there and everything. Which wow, yeah. All the way to the top.
There's no way.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, there's no way.
Especially because those Ferris wheel chairs like swing.
Mm-hmm.
Theirs weren't swinging in the movie, so I guess that's the only way that works. Because
because how could you get in there on the swing at the top that you had to climb up on?
Nothing.
And then I was like, how are they gonna get down? It's not on. Like it's on, but it's not on.
Yeah.
So.
But that same night, there's supposed to be a school dance, and Gail, Zach's mom, is supposed to be there to be a chaperone and everything. And she leaves her sister Lorraine to watch him, which is not a good idea.
No, she needs somebody to watch her.
Yeah. I don't know. She's not really all together there. Yeah. But Zach has been thinking that he's been hearing screaming and arguing from the neighbor house. He thinks Hannah's in trouble. He's called the cops. The cops, of course, are just absolutely not useless. They're useless. They're not very, I don't know, man. They don't know how to do their jobs at all. So,
no.
Yeah, so that's why she doesn't want to leave him home alone, because she's like, he's causing trouble with the neighbors. So I need Lorraine to watch him. Lorraine should not be watching anybody's children.
No. Like I said, she needs a chaperone herself. Like, yeah, she's a bit of a mess.
But Zach thinks Hannah's still in danger, so he tricks her father into going to the police station so that he and Champ, who he's also tricked to come over, can go into the house and like rescue her. And so they get into the house and they find this bookshelf with all these locked manuscripts with all the Goosebump titles and everything. And Champ is a big fan. Zach doesn't really seem to know too much about it. They find, they're looking at the books and like Champ really wants to, get into them or whatever, which I'm like, we don't have time for this. But
right.
But Zach finds the key and unlocks the book, and it opens later on, and you get the abominable snowman like jumping out of the book. Abominable Snowman of Pasadena, right? And it breaks out of the house. And they do find Hannah. It breaks out of the house, and they have to try and go find it. And Hannah knows what to do, so she picks up the manuscript and she like runs to the ice rink because it's a snowman. It's gonna want to go where it's cold. Right. So the only way to get the monster to disappear is to get next to it with a book, one of the special books, and get them to like get sucked back in the book.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to do this, but the abominable snowman knocks the book out of the hands, and there's like a chase scene where they're trying to get to the book, but also get away from the snowman and everything
Right. On ice.
on ice, right? And it looks like they're about to be crushed. They don't really have anywhere else to go when the abominable snowman starts disappearing, because Hannah's father, R.L. Stein, has the book and has opened it behind the monster, so he's able to suck it back into the book.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. One part that was funny to me was when Champ was like, "Come on, y'all, let's get on this," and he was on the thing that cleans the snow off.
Oh yeah. They're like, yeah, good idea. Let's get on it. And it starts happens going.
It's going negative 2 miles per hour.
Yeah. They're like, no, get off. Never mind.
Bad idea.
You know, they're workshopping. They're trying their best.
Right. You know, it was good in theory. It was good.
Right. So they basically talk about like how this is all happening and how, you know, his monsters just kind of became real the more he would write about them and everything. And the one who's really leading everything is Slappy the Dummy from the Night of the Living Dummy series. Right, he's like the leader of all the monsters, and he wants to open all the books and burn the books so that the monsters can be free.
Right, you know? For him to be a dummy, he's the mastermind.
He's the mastermind, and he really hates it when you call him a dummy. That's triggering for him.
Yeah, that's when all hell breaking loose.
And everyone who comes across him manages to do it somehow. Right. I was like, nobody says puppet.
No. No, nobody says puppet at all. Nobody, yeah. You would think that out of all the coalitions or whatever in the world, that's like, you can't say this and can't say that they will be somewhere, somebody would be somewhere talking about you can't say dummy.
Well, I mean, yes, but people typically don't say that. It's just, not as popular. And then also it's just, puppet anyway. But like,
yeah, but I'm sure somebody gonna make a case.
Oh well, yes, we can always make a case for things.
Yeah.
But so they find that out. They're running away from him and everything. They're trying to get like all the books together because they've come unlocked. Releasing all these monsters and everything, and they're in the house trying to get these, and they see they're open and like trying to get the ones that aren't burnt and all that kind of stuff. And they get attacked by the garden gnomes from Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes. And these, to me, were the scariest ones.
You think so?
Yes, because they're persistent. They don't really talk. They move very quickly. And they can't be destroyed, apparently. Because they start breaking them apart and everything, like smash like ceramics and everything. And then a couple seconds later, they're putting themselves back together again.
Right. Yeah. You have a point there.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Right. So, and they work together as a team.
They do.
I mean, you definitely have a point there. I would probably think the scariest one would be the dummy, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. The thing about him, I'm like, he seems to be able to control the lights too somehow.
Yeah. He controls a lot of things. He can drive.
Yeah. Somehow.
He got a whole lot of henchmen.
That's true.
Like, like, but I'm thinking like in person. Like if I was in person, I think I would be more scared of the dummy than I would be the gnomes. Just because it's a dummy. I don't know.
Well, my whole thing was the way he moves and controls light at the same time, which is just bizarre. And it's always like one of those big stage light kind of things, even though they're in a building. It's very funny. But like that's the way he moves. Like he can take things from you and you don't even know it. What?
Yeah, right.
I don't like that either. But he is just one guy.
Yeah.
And you
But
could
he had
probably
a
take him
henchman.
apart and burn the pieces, but those ceramic gnomes keep coming back.
Yeah, that's true. But he has the henchman though, and them henchmen was freezing everybody.
But
Uh,
only on his command. So if you can get rid of him, the henchmen fall apart.
mm, you have a point. You definitely have a point. Yeah.
So Slappy's releasing all these monsters and it's causing, trouble all throughout the town. Um, Lorraine is attacked by one of the vampire poodles from Please Don't Feed the Vampire book. And it's really cute. And she's going to get a bowl of water. She comes back and it's floating in midair and it has fangs. It's like, oh, that's actually kind of scary. Actually, I could see a lot of people falling for that. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, she's traumatized by that, and she's looking for them and everything. Um, and once they learn about how they can, put these monsters back in the books, it has to be done from this single supernatural typewriter, right?
Yeah.
Which is at the school for some reason.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
in
know.
the trophy case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why that one, and why there?
Well, I'm thinking because he's probably a native and probably went to Madison.
Well,
So
yes, I'm sure, but did he have to give
yeah.
them that one? I'm sure he had.
Right, like why that one? Like
Right,
why it couldn't have been like a autographed copy of his first novel or something like that. Why
right.
typewriter?
Something. And
Yeah.
that typewriter is supernatural. Why would you give it to
Mhm.
anybody?
Yeah, yeah, right. So
So, but
mm,
anyway, so they're trying to go get this typewriter, and on the way there, they're attacked by the Invisible Boy, which is just that's so creepy. Like that was creepy too. Um, and then also a giant mantis, you know,
hmm
which was disgusting.
yeah, a little bit.
When you see its mouth, it's
Yeah, yeah.
um, so they have like a good chase scene away from the giant mantis, uh,
hmm
actually, and where their car like turns over and they have to get out and pretend not to be in there. And R.L. Stein is really torn up about that car. He loved that station wagon. Um, sure,
Yeah, right. Maybe it has sentimental value.
maybe.
Right. Maybe he drove it to buy that first typewriter. I don't
Right, right, something like that.
know.
But while they're in the grocery store hiding from the mantis, the like teen wolf from Werewolf of Fever Swamp is in there and is chasing them everywhere. And they finally are able to like get out and they're in the parking lot and Lorraine runs it over. And Lorraine, is probably just driving around town to find them because she just escaped from the vampire Fifi poodle.
Right. Right.
Which, oh my goodness, I can,
Yeah.
it's so diabolical. Vampire poodle.
Yeah. Yeah, that poodle turned real scary.
So they're running away and they're like cutting through a cemetery, which seems like the worst place to be. And Zach sees Hannah in the moonlight, and she kind of becomes like transparent, basically,
hmm
and ghost-like. And that's when he realizes that she's one of the stories.
hmm
She's not actually human. Which I was like, wow, you know what? That's really relatable. Falling in love with a fictional character who
mm
hasn't been there, you know,
Man.
especially at that age.
Right. And if it's not a fictional character, it's a artist or a celebrity or something like
Right.
that. Just somebody unattainable.
Right.
You
Might
know.
as well be a fictional character.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
So and then he sees her in the moonlight, and they're still at the school, and Stein reveals to Zach that yes, she is indeed like she's a ghost, basically,
hmm
from the ghost next door, and he created her to help cope with loneliness that he was feeling. Even though Hannah doesn't seem to really realize it, I guess,
hmm
or they just don't talk about it, pretty much. So they find the typewriter and he starts trying to write his story. They tried to warn like all the people in the gym because that's where the dance is at the school, and the dance is like huge. Like there's a
Mm-hmm.
ton of people here, but everybody looks to be having a really great time. Like,
Mm-hmm.
the DJ is apparently doing his thing or whatever, and they try to warn them, but of course nobody believes them. And there's this kid who's like, oh yeah, who's making fun of them, right? He gets a
Mm-hmm.
spotlight for some reason, right? This
Yeah.
random kid, and he's making fun of them, and then he's like, oh no, well actually I do see a monster outside, like eating the cars, and they're like, oh yeah, guy, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's when the giant mantis actually comes through the gym and eats him.
Right.
Everybody starts freaking out.
Right. You know, another example on why you do not cry wolf.
Yeah, don't do it.
Yeah, just not at all. Doesn't turn out good for you at all.
No, they're gonna have a hard enough time trying to convince you. Don't just let them
Mm.
convince you, you know.
Right. Right. You know?
So in the meantime, they're like, our friend Arnold Stein is working on writing the solution, whatever. He's a really fast writer. And it goes to him typing, and he's like, he says something like, in the cold of the night. And he's like, no, the night was cold, damn it, like something like that. And
Right.
it's like, oh, we're gonna be here. We're gonna be here for a minute, aren't we? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't get it perfect first time, my guy. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, no, not at all. And it's a typewriter, so if one false move, you got to start all over.
Please, we just need you
Yeah.
to write the story.
Right.
Just keep going.
Right.
So the mantis attack the building. Slappy is releasing like all of the monsters. They're having a pep rally on the football field, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's very much like Slappy is upset with Stein about feeling abandoned because apparently Slappy is like his first creation and everything, and Slappy really does see him as like a father figure who locked him away in a book while he went and created all these other monsters and just locked them away too, and they never got to be a family, I guess.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So he was very jealous.
Yes, he was very jealous. And let's see here. And he was very jealous. So he's like, it's Slappy's revenge, right? And
Mm-hmm.
Arlstein is like, oh, that'd be a great novel, actually.
Right.
I was like, that is a good title. He's not wrong.
Yeah. No,
Um,
that's why he gets paid the big bucks.
right. But Slappy finds Arlstein and he like breaks his fingers with the typewriting case uh, to keep him from finishing the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to try and ensure everyone's safety, they trick the monsters into following them in a school bus that's rigged with explosives while they're on a different one and they get to the abandoned amusement park from there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so Slappy figures it out. Slappy is always like, if not one step ahead of them, he's just right behind them. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't let up.
Right.
And he's very much like, he says to Arlstein, like, it's because I'm you, like, I think like you, I know what you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess, that being his first like monster he created, he put so much of that himself into it. Right. So everything they do, Slappy is just right there. So he releases the blob from the blob that ate everyone. And Stein is like, don't let it touch you. Well, of course. Like, somehow he gets stuck in it though, but he seems to be okay. I guess the blob isn't that vengeful.
Mm-hmm.
So he's confronting them, and Zach, Hannah, and Champ are trying to get to the Ferris wheel and to finish the story. And Zach is finishing the story right before the mantis causes the whole thing to fall over, and they're like rolling down a hill in this Ferris wheel, and that is really scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Very much so.
you see the
Yeah.
lights popping and everything, and like it's dark, and they're all
Mm-hmm.
trees, and they're going downhill in a Ferris wheel. No, there's no seatbelts. What are like?
Right. Right. And it's just going, and it's like, how can you stop it?
You can't. You
Right.
can't stop it. There are no brakes, unfortunately. So,
Yeah.
um, But they eventually it collapses and they're okay and not broken into 1,000 pieces like they probably should be.
Right.
Um, but Zach has finished the story. They put it together. They have the manuscript ready to go so they can get all the monsters stuck back into the book. But he doesn't want to open it because Hannah's going to disappear if he does. I'm like, sir, open the book, please. You've known her for 2 days. Open the book.
Right. But you know how it is with teenagers.
It's 2 days or the world ends. Open the book.
True. But he's like, do I really want to continue life without him?
Oh my God.
Because, that's the end all be all, especially with teenagers. When their first love is the end all be all.
She's not even real.
Doesn't matter.
But she convinces him that, it's going to be okay, and like he's holding her until all of the monsters get sucked into the book.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's the last one to go, like reverse Pandora's box or something, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So after that, Stein starts at the high school as a substitute teacher. And he's also dating Lorraine. Sure, okay.
Yeah.
They have kind of opposite personalities, but I guess that's how it's supposed to work, right?
Yeah, I mean, sure.
She's very like sunny and open, and he is not that at all.
Right. Right.
He's very closed off, right? But he just it was like love at first sight for them.
Mm-hmm.
Which is great because she was desperately looking for somebody to date.
She was trying to date him when she first met him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like when the poodle came to her door, she's like, "Do you have a single owner, or is he newly divorced, or like does he have a handsome brother?"
Okay.
Yeah.
She said, "I am open for business."
But Steins decided he cannot live without Hannah either, so he writes a new story with her in it, and then burns the book so she can't be sucked back in.
Mm-hmm.
I guess she'll just be 16 forever, and she's supposed to be happy with that.
Hey, or she can go back into a book. That's the option.
He burned her book because after he wrote that story, and then he gave the typewriter back to the school. So he's intending for that to be the last story he writes on that typewriter.
Right, but I'm saying like the only options is for her to live in a book or live in real life and be 16 forever. Those are the only options.
I don't know if I want to be 16 forever.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have bills. You don't have that much responsibility.
You're also 16 forever.
Yeah. I mean, there's pros and cons.
Yeah. You can't even vote? What?
No.
No.
But do I want that responsibility?
I want the ability to have that responsibility.
I get it.
Yeah.
But
yeah. And then also like Zach's just gonna get older.
Yeah. And then she's gonna have another neighbor that she can seduce.
No, see. But yeah, so he wrote that story, releases Hannah, burns the book, gave the typewriter to the school, and he's walking by the typewriter and it starts typing about the return of the invisible boy. And apparently he didn't get sucked back in. So now he's writing himself back out, I guess. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's a good setup for a sequel.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder, did they ever have one in the works?
Yeah, I'm sure of it actually. I know there was a sequel. I haven't seen it though.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. So we have TCCK Gaming watching, saying what's up.
What's up?
Says, I love this movie so much back when it came out. Seriously underrated.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. It is a fun movie. It is a fun movie. I will have to agree with that,
Very fun. Has some pretty good scares.
Mm-hmm.
Different levels of creepiness, different types of horror, right?
Mm-hmm.
Monsters or ghosts or gnomes. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought it was a cool twist with the guy being R.L. Stein.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was cool, and him and even Hannah being a character, and all of his characters coming to life and how they came to life and whatnot,
Hmm.
and how they had to get back into the book to stop terrorizing Madison and Delaware.
That
So
poor town. They didn't
yeah,
ask for it. They didn't ask for
right.
that,
They were just trying to live their life,
right?
but hey, at least they have something to tell their grandkids.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they
Hmm.
had them cut off from all the outside world, though, right? Because
Yeah.
they took out the cell towers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just hope people took video because
Right. Right. But yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a cool movie. It
yeah,
was a good choice.
nice little Friday the 13th movie.
Hmm. Right, right. Forgot it was Friday the 13th this past
Hmm.
Friday. Did anything weird happen on your end?
No, nothing weird. I made some
Mm.
Red Hots popcorn, so looks like you Red
How do you
Hots
make that?
popcorn. What's that?
How do you make that?
Oh, butter, Red Hots, corn syrup. You put it on top, swirl it together, put it in the oven, and then you swirl it about every 15 minutes for an hour. Let it dry, and there you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it hot?
No, it's not hot.
Mm.
It's just got that cinnamon candy coating.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. That sounds pretty tasty.
yeah. Looks like bloody popcorn. So
Hmm. Yeah. You made a lot of it.
it makes a lot.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I might have to try that. Yeah. 'Cause I like those flavors. So,
Yeah, definitely. It's delicious.
hmm, yeah. So let's get to our ratings. So we have our rating system, which is one, movie real trash AF, two, it exists, three, entertaining, four, great, five, a true classic. Maria, what say you?
I would give it a 3. I would give it a 3. I would say it's very
Right.
entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you,
Um,
Lindsay?
I would give it a three as well. It was definitely entertaining. What about it makes it just a three? Like, was there anything negative?
Not anything negative, but it's not. I mean, it's good. It's really good. It's not. I wouldn't say it's particularly great or necessarily my favorite. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a solid film.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I have to agree with that as well. Um, and then for real, like Jack Black, you really can't go wrong with him.
Yeah, no, he's pretty good in his movies.
Yeah, yeah, and he's pretty consistent. Even the movies that ain't are not necessarily the best movies,
Hmm.
he outshines.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still low key irritated with Nacho Libre. But
I'm not even gonna talk about Shallow Hal.
yeah, right. But I mean, you can't deny his acting. So,
No, he's had some really great roles.
hmm,
This one and also A House with a Clock in Its Walls,
hmm,
kind of similar in feel, but I think
okay,
probably a little scarier actually. But he's in that one too. It's also really good.
okay, yeah, yeah. I haven't seen that one either. But yeah, um, but yeah, that is our rating
Yes, for
so,
Goosebumps.
for Goosebumps.
Mhm.
So, let's see. Let's see, what are we gonna dig into next week?
Yes, yes. What do you have for me, Lindsay?
Lord, all right. I have to redeem myself from last week. 'Cause that was bad. Uh, let's see. What is available?
Oh my gosh.
Uh, let's see. Oh, let me see if this is still available. Hold on. Hold, please. This might not be redemption, but
Mm,
but I enjoyed it when it was available.
what is
Mm.
it? Oh my goodness.
It's not available no more. It was lighted up.
Why are you trying to punish me?
Yeah.
What
I'm
did I
not.
do?
I'm not. Okay, let me look at this one. Hold on. Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, this one. We'll see. And you can see it several different places. Actually,
Okay.
everybody has it apparently. Fear of the Black Hat.
Fear of the Black Hat.
Yes, and it is available on Tubi, Peacock, Pluto TV, Sling TV, Amazon Prime Video, and Freevee.
Okay.
It's everywhere.
I see.
Yeah. Rusty. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Cundife. Cundife. That's the
I have no
writer
idea what you're
director.
talking about.
Young.
Okay.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
He was in. He was in a few things. One of them being Sprung.
Okay.
Did you ever see Sprung?
No.
You didn't see Sprung? Okay.
No.
He was in we watched this movie too. Tales from the Hood.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the story that David Allen Greer was a part of with the
I'm looking
beating
at him
his
now.
family?
I see him now.
Okay. But yeah. Yeah, so he's been in a couple of things. But yeah, Fear of Black Hat is like it's a satire. So but yeah. Yeah, and it makes fun of several different movies in the movie, so we shall review Fear the Black Cat, and I probably haven't seen it since the 90s.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll be eager to hear what you think.
yeah, right. To see it as an adult. Yeah, and I wonder if we can pick out all the movies and it references.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it references quite a few. So,
Okay. Okay. I'll keep
all
my eyes
right.
open.
Yeah. All right. So that's what we're doing. Fear the Black Cat next week.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right. So, Maria, where can we find you?
You can find me online pretty much anywhere. And if I'm there, I'll be there at Valarmore Dollars. That's VALARMOR Dollars. I'm also on another podcast called Nerdgasm Noir with 5 other Black ladies to talk geeky, nerdy pop culture things. So you can join us there too. And where can they find you, Lindsay?
You can find me everywhere at L_Ranelle. That's L_RANELLE. And also on my other podcast, The Issue Talk, where me and my cousin talk about a variety of topics.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes.
All right. Well, until next time, roomies, fear of a black hat.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. And thanks. This was episode 61. Roomies review the movies, and we will see you guys for episode 62.
Yes, going for the AARP.
Yes. All right. Bye.
Bye.